Hey everybody, Jim here with another video for you. Yeah, I'm back. How you doing? Well, not really. I'm not really back, but I am back to do one video for you guys if you're interested, and that is my newest pickups video. But before I begin, at the end of this video, if you like what you see, please consider giving me a thumbs up. But most importantly, please leave comments below. Let me know how you feel about these pickups. Let me know what you've picked up recently. Now, what really inspired this video to begin with, I wasn't going to do a video for this because, quite honestly, I haven't been picking much up. Uh, but again, my good friend Carlos at Eastwood for Life fan over in the UK sent me a couple of movies, and I wanted to give him a little bit of a shout out. But he sent me two movies, and I didn't want to do a video just for the two movies, even though they are extremely appreciated, and we'll go into that in a minute. But I figured, what the hell, since I was going to do that, I would just combine it with what I have picked up since the last time I did a pickup. And we're only talking about 6 titles total. So it hasn't been a whole hell of a lot. But before I begin, I want to give my good friend Carlos again a great shout out. Thank you so much, my friend. I always appreciate our friendship, and I really appreciate it when you send me movies. So you're a great guy. So thank you so much. I will be leaving Carlos's information in the description below. Please reach out, subscribe to him if you haven't already done so. Like I said, he's an awesome, awesome guy. So, like I said, he sent me a couple of movies, and he also sent me a nice note like he always does. And it reads as follows. Hi, Jim. Two Arnie movies that shouldn't be missing from your collection as they're much underrated, my friend. Anyway, I know that both movies are going to a good home of a movie fan. Speak soon, Carlos. So, once again, Carlos, thank you so much, my friend, for the gifts, but more importantly, for the friendship and support. Okay, so as he said, he did. He sent me a couple of Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that I did not own, although I am a fan of both. And in alphabetical order, the first is End of Days. This one's directed by Peter Hyams, who is one of my favorite underrated directors. This one's got Gabriel Byrne in it in a really good supporting role, Kevin Pollak and Robin Tunney, among others. This is a apocalypse, end of the world type movie. Came out in '99, I believe, '98 or '99. But and yeah, it's a decent movie. It's not one of my favorites, but again, it's solid. And like Carlos said in his note, it is definitely underrated. And again, I didn't own it before this, so thank you so much, Carlos. The first pick, or the first title, is End of Days. And the second title that he sent me, and again, another one that I've never owned, but I enjoyed, but I haven't seen this one in years, so I'm really looking forward to watching this one again. More 90s Schwarzenegger, and we're talking about Eraser, co-starring James Caan and Vanessa Williams, among others. And yeah, again, I have not seen this movie in probably 30 years, but I remember I really enjoyed it at the time. The only thing I really remember is Schwarzenegger shooting the gator and saying, "Now your luggage," or some shit like that. But again, I do remember I really enjoyed how over the top crazy this movie got. And again, I love James Caan. So yeah, again, Carlos, I cannot thank you enough for these two Schwarzenegger films that, again, I have never owned, but I am certainly happy to add to my collection. So once again, thank you. And everybody, once again, please, if you haven't already done so, go over to Carlos's channel at Eastwood for Life Fan. I'll leave the links in the description below. He's an awesome guy. He really is. So please show him some love. Okay, we've got 4 titles left, and I just put them in alphabetical order. And the one thing that these movies have in common, well, 3 out of the 4, anyways, they're divisive. But let's begin. The first is Paul Thomas Anderson's One Battle After Another, with a great ensemble cast headlined by Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro, Sean Penn, and Tatiana Taylor. I really enjoy this movie. I'm not a fan of Paul Thomas Anderson by and large. I love Boogie Nights, and I love, well, not love, but I liked Heart 8, and I liked parts of Magnolia, but that's about it. And I appreciate or respect There Will Be Blood. Everything else in his filmography has left me cold, but this movie's entertaining as hell. And up until recently, I thought it was a shoe-in to win Best Picture, but recent events have kind of swayed my opinion to Sinners. But this one is definitely deserving of all the acclaim that it originally got, which has cooled off since. But I still think Sean Penn is definitely going to win Best Supporting Actor for this film. He's hilarious in this movie. And that's the thing. This movie's a comedy. It should not be taken seriously. So just strap yourself in for the ride. Have fun. I really enjoyed this movie quite a bit. Next, again, more divisiveness with Predator Badlands. I like this slip that came with it. You know, I mean, it's the same artwork, but it's still, it's a nice slip. Ah, shit. Sorry. You can see out of practice I am. I'm just going to leave the slip on. You know what? Again, like I said on my wrap-up video for 2025, if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that one of my favorite movies as far as entertainment value goes for that year would have been a PG-13 buddy film in the Predator universe, I would have thought that you were high. And this it's a blast. It's a blast. My initial reservations about it being PG-13 quickly went out the window because, again, the only reason why it's not PG-13 is because there's no human beings in it, so there's no blood in it. But it is just as violent and just as action-packed as any other Predator movie. And again, is it as good as the original Predator movie? Absolutely not. I'm not even going to try to compare them. They're totally different. But as far as action and entertainment goes, you could do a lot worse than Badlands. And again, I really was unexpected. I did not think that I was going to enjoy this movie as much as I did. And I've already watched this a couple of times since I got the Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago. This movie's fun. It's just a kick-ass action flick. In the Predator universe, I'm looking forward to see where Dan Trachtenberg's going to go next with it. So, Predator Badlands. Now, out of all of them, this one's definitely the most divisive. And we'll get into it in a minute. But I just got this literally 20 minutes ago. I was supposed to get it a week ago and Amazon screwed me. That's a totally different story. But I'm talking about Edgar Wright's version of The Running Man, based on the Stephen King story and starring Glenn Powell, Coleman Domingo, and Josh Brolin, among others. And when I say divisive, I mean it. This movie got a lot of backlash. I know a lot of people did not like this movie at all, and I understand why, okay? Most of those people are huge fans of the 87 Schwarzenegger version, which I am as well. I really enjoy that movie. However, the one thing I've always said about that Schwarzenegger movie is that it had absolutely nothing to do with the original source material from Stephen King. This movie does. This is a much more faithful adaptation of that original novel. I almost said short story because it's a very short book. It's a damn near a novella. The only thing that's missing, quite honestly, is the ending is different than the book, and I understand why. Okay, but the problem is that they tried to have their cake and eat it too with the ending, and it's ridiculous. It's just. I was along for the ride until the last 10 minutes of this movie, and then I gotta admit I was extremely underwhelmed by the ending. That being said, I really enjoyed this movie. Now, is it as good as this Schwarzenegger movie? No, but like the Predator Badlands thing, it's a totally different animal altogether, okay? As far as being a Stephen King fan who read the original novel and has always enjoyed the original novel and who always wanted a proper film version of that original novel, I like this movie quite a bit, okay? However, it is Edgar Wright's probably his weakest movie overall. It's between that and another one. But now that I have all the Edgar Wright movies, I am going to do an Edgar Wright ranking somewhere down the road, okay? But anyways, The Running Man. The last movie that I've added, and there's no divisiveness about this. The only thing about this movie is it's criminally underseen, and I hope that changes quickly. And I'm talking about Sisu, Road to Revenge, starring Joe Manganiello and Stephen Lang, among others. And oh my God, this is the best action movie of 2025, hands down. It ain't even close, okay? This movie is awesome in every way. My good friend Sean over at Movie Assault and from Talking Movies with Sean, Kenny, and Jim described this movie perfectly. He said it's a Roadrunner cartoon, and it's exactly that. But my God, is it entertaining. Everything about the original movie that I loved has been amplified to the nth degree in this movie. It's just absolutely insane. There is not a moment of this movie that can be taken seriously, and that's half the fun. This movie was put on a budget about a tenth of these movies, okay? All of them. And it blows all three of them out the window as far as more bang for your buck. This guy, John Wick's grandpa, is a fucking rock star. Stephen Lang is awesome as the bad guy, the coyote, so to speak, in the Roadrunner universe. I'm telling you, if you haven't already seen the Sisu movies, get out and watch them right now. They are better than the John Wick movies. Yeah, I said it. I'll say it again. The Sisu movies are better than the John Wick movies. And that's how we're going to end this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please consider giving me a thumbs up. But most importantly, please leave those comments below. Let me know how you feel about these films. Let me know if you think I'm insane about thinking Sisu is better than John Wick, because I'm sure I'll get some blowback for that. But as it is, I hope everybody's having a great day. And if there's another one, we'll catch you then.